June 24th. Well, I already messed that up. Well, I'm Marksman. This is Phoenix Wright. We're about to start up this trial. Hopefully. This is going to be pretty awesome. Usually it is. June 21st, 1948 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. What? Persecutor von Karma? You mean... No, I heard it's a successor this time. Successor? Manfred von Karma. He was a really sinister man. This is running really slow for some reason. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks, all so he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each one of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor. I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mr. Quiet! Pearly? You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother's watching over the trainees. She said they have to training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep. I snuck out of the manor and followed a map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. Oh my. I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train. Oh man. Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? Well, we're in a courtroom, so... At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who's that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember as if I'd only seen him yesterday. Every trial was a scorching, fierce battle until the very end. Objection! Objection! It was always back and forth with them. But when you're rivals for life, Maya! Please don't mention that name ever again. Huh? But why, Nick? I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone and he's not coming back. What? Whoa. Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick? I bet you Pearly would know. Alright, June 21st, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom No. 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. And the prosecution and defense prepared? What is with this girl? Mr. Ray, are you finally prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always get mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? Actually, it was kind of like... I thought it was like a little kid. Like a little dude, little bro. I don't know. So hold on. This kid is the famed prosecutor von Karma? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow! I'm talking! Jesus! You have a whip? This is not okay! If you would help her again, my whip was you speaking for it. You should be held in contempt for that. Seriously. Please, speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Ow! Make no mistake, I will defeat you! Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright! Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please. Those of Von Karma blood only have one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position, Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter the plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool of foolish dreams of foolish dreams. Foolishly dreams of foolish fool. Foolish. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it can change its plea. That's right. I'll have you running the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense? Must be German. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of himself. We could very easily make a solid case, but that was solid self-defense, but... Nah! The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say that you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall call my first witness. Bring it on! She's just as scary as her father. Like her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Bring it on. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir. My name's Dick Gumshoe, and I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ow! Get to the point already! Explain to the court the details of the murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at the map. This map. The channeling chamber has no doors, no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only a victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit?! The look of disbelief on the judge's faces. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. Ah, that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Oh, we'll see about that, Judge Cuman? Okay. How was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time, then. Well, you don't really have anything else to do besides a trial if you're like a genius lawyer. Right. The direct cause of death was this pistol shot into the forehead, sir. The shot fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used a pistol to finish off the victim after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. I do want to check that. Alright, I'm gonna question the balls out of this witness. Cause of death. Alright. Pistol shot to the forehead. Oh, let's check. After being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead. But there was 2 gunshots heard. Okay. That makes sense. What about this? Okay. Alright. Okay. So, let's press. A murder weapon. Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? That's actually what I was wondering. It was the victim's. What? The victim. Now, why would he have... Why would he have the pistol? Who cares? The point is that you were missing is that whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints. There were fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Faye's, were also found in the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. This case is not looking good. I locked right into her hands right there. Shot fired from point-blank range. Alright, let's ask it. Point-blank, huh? So how far away was it? It was anywhere between 12 and 20 inches away. How do you know he was shot at point-blank? Mr. Phoenix, right? I grow tired of the foolery of foolish fools in this foolish country. Foolish. Excuse me? Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes the bullet fire, and then it's real hot, pal. Thank you. I understand how guns work. Definitely some gunpowder learned to live on the victim's forehead. Okay, wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. It's actually kind of cool. I didn't know there was gunpowder burns, but still, it's cool. But before he was shot, I want to know where that knife came from. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. A fruit knife? I see. And whose knife was it? It looked like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, Maya's fingerprints were all over it. All over it, huh? Urk. This does not look good. Ha 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 ha. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. She had stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murderer used the pistol to finish off the victim after the stabbing. Nothing sounds out of place so far. I should try to learn more about the murder weapons for now. Alright, I need to go back to the last one. Hold on, sorry. What? No, hold on. This one. Press. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be. We'll look at the wounds, and you come to the same conclusion too. A fool is a fool, and will only listen to foolish opinions of other foolish fools. What do you even say? Okay. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly would enough to kill instantaneously. It does matter then which was first. A little more of yours. Open your mouth. Shut up. Grr, what a pain. That's enough! We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today, sir. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence. Yes. Cool. The knife was added to the court record, okay. Date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Okay. Eyewitnesses claim to have 2 gunshots. Yeah, 2 gunshots. I don't... With both the defendant's fingerprints on them. Naturally. Ah, it's a German thing. They say naturally. Okay, sorry. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam the little gavel of yours. After all, there's no room left for doubt, is there? Well, hold the phone! That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes? Even if facing all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? There's an opinion in the court that you don't adjust your plea, you stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change your to justified self-defense? Because for now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. You better think this through all the way. No, she's not guilty! No! Justified self-defense. You would basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she would be labeled a murderer. Well, either way, it's bad. I might as well go out with a bang. Can't let that happen. Your Honor! You've reached your conclusion, Mr. Wright. The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal! You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective! Yes, sir. Present the final portion of the testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Now see here, proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, Detective, give your testimony. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Here we go! I need to freaking stop this short. There's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. The costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked the and killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back. So this costume. There's certainly evidence of backspray on backspray covered on this. This piece directly links Maya to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this as evidence. Maya's costume added to the court record. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood spatters on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think the last piece of testimony of the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with the tail between your legs, Mr. Wright. I don't have a tail. Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Alright, here we go. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. The costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Maya's costume? Yeah, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? As you can see, it's the blood costume. There's blood on the costume. Lab results show that it is the victim's blood. So there's blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes. Definitely not good. Is there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence? Well... If you must change the topic, then good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Time to move on. Yes. Mrs. Von Karma is perfectly... Shut up! Now the judge is on her side, but if I bite off more than I can chew here... Do it! Screw you! Press further, man! I don't care. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. Yeah, there has to be something. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder. Mr. Wright. Here, let me check it out then. This closer. Okay. Can't really, look at it. Mr. Wright. Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way you can... hold it! Looks like that time is up. So, about the costume... There's one little thing. Is there? Is there really? I don't recall her wearing that. And I recall there being 2 bloodstains, though. There's one little thing. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. What? What are you talking about, pal? What is the problem you're talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence here... Hold on a second! I need to save, because I had screwed otherwise. There's a bullet hole right there! I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume. The sleeve? There's a tiny hole there. A hole? That wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's that around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. Looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Cause the hole in the testimony, and it's a hole in the thing. There's a hole. So, okay. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion I can make that this must be a bullet hole. Order. This is a very grave matter. It is best if we correct the court record before anything else. Ha. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That now just was a fluke, nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. I agree with the mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find more a definitive problem with the evidence, then... No way! Detective Gumshoe! Please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Alright, that's... What are they... Oh, what are they... Hold on, let me see what they did. Close my touch... Check for details. Yeah, there was a bullet hole. Okay. Without a doubt, was not fighting back. But now... Well, hold on a second. He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he was or wasn't? Yeah, we just got that! Didn't we? Murder drastically. We're really in trouble now. Only had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks that she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. So I want to find a critical contradiction that I'll have. Yes! We just found that! Hold on. Let me save. Sorry. Alright. Let's show this to the court. Objection! Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Having you call me by that full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who without a doubt was not fighting back. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is this bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean? But, what does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. This is what it means to not fight back? You're right! It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant then, it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Someone just farted. Ha! What is that? You are not finished yet. Laugh. Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Mrs. Von Karma? It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, it is only on the grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, that what the defense clearly said. Just rejected this justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Now that you... Why, that's right! Which means... the defense is yet to prove anything at all! No! Well, yes, that's true. Yeah, bow. Stupid. I hate you. Alright, furthermore, the fact is that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there! Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day! With new information we acquired, added in, of course. Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together a scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir. What transpired? During the channeling, the defendant saw their chance, stabbed the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. But with two fighting, and the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on an opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. The scenario you put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright, just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Alright, Judge. You asked for it. Well, I'm not sure if Mr. Gumshoe's gonna like it. During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to fix it. Okay. Of course. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay. Last of his strength. But, he said that the knife would have made it so that he can't belongs to, didn't they say something about, like, the knife being, he wouldn't have been able to even stand? I don't understand. Let's press, and then I'll probably save and try and present. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad. How bad would you say it was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day. Afterward, I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess the damage would have maybe 10 times the dizziness? Ack! Sorry. The victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. But, so you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. I'm really glad that you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. Hold on. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Mr. Von Karma's logic is perfect. This testimony certainly make us look very bad, but there's got to be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. During the channeling, saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. There's quite a difference in height between Mr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such a flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When Korean channeling technique, a medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. Even she studied up on the Korean channeling technique. Like I said before, I'm perfect! What were we talking about? I don't quite get it. Never mind. Let's just continue with the testimony. Good call, Judge. Good call. Alright. He's the last of his strength to fight back. This is where it is, I'm guessing. Alright, present. State, nope. Alright, well, this one. Nope. Alright, well, present. Let's see. 2 shots fired. That was Gray's weapon. Bears Maya and Gray's fingerprints. Floor plans. This might be it. Hold on. Because if I go back... Can I use this? Oh, no, I cannot. Alright, oh, man. I don't know what I'm... Wait, can I not? Oh, I guess I can. I was trying to, like, see if he was lying. Use paper... Oh. What am I supposed to use, man? Hold on a second. Victim took out his gun. But... where did the knife come from? Like, why did she have it? Can I try that? Well, that's not what I was looking for. God dang it! Ah, man! The two fighting took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but missed because he was too close. Victim ended it. Wait, I have another question. If she had the knife, she'd already stabbed him. Why couldn't she just finish on with the knife? Why'd she have to take his gun? Can I try that? That's a pretty foregone conclusion, but no, I guess not. God dang! Saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the victim were fighting... Victim, you took out his gun, took a shot, but because they were missed, picked up the gun and ended it. Can I use this? Because there's some... Nope! God! What am I supposed to... I don't understand. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Why would she stab him in the chest, though? I don't get it! Stab and shot. Around the bullet hole. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Took a shot, but they were too close. He missed. But how come... Can I... How did she not miss? That doesn't even make sense! How can you be too close to shoot someone? So you're saying that the bullet hole is... I already got this. Wait, there's no safety on a revolver, first of all. Wait, is that the thing that No. It was like a super new age revolver that doesn't exist? Plus there's very few revolvers in the world that have a safety on it. I know I'm right. Let's present the gun, maybe. God dang it. I don't... Ugh! The two were fighting, took out his gun. Where did he get his gun? I don't get it! Then they took a shot, but he missed too close. Picked up the gun and ended it. No. What am I looking for? 2 shots fired. Small fruit knife belongs to the phase. Right at the time of the murder. Center key script. Looks like a small bullet hole. Meanie. I don't need this stuff. Crap. Took the victim's gun and ended it. But... I don't know what I'm looking for! I apologize, but I just... of his strength to fight back. I feel like he wouldn't have enough strength to fight back, though. Would it be because she had a knife and it doesn't make any sense? Apparently not. Can I present the gun? Nope. Let's present the autopsy report. I just present everything. Screw it. No. God, this is terrible on my part. Oh, he didn't miss though. Yeah. Missing the tiny hole in this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? What do I mean? I don't even know what I mean. Create a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright! You said that 2 of them were fighting and the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then is the gunpowder burn on this costume... Gunpowder burn? Is that? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume! Hold on! Oh my goodness gracious golly gosh. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot that were fired, they were standing apart from each other.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think that you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything! I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim was pushed and defended away. And then it was then that they used separate and he fired. How was that? No, sorry. If that were even possible. Was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound of the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Ooh. Vodka, what are you gonna do now? Well then, that's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she would have pushed some space between the doctor and herself. While she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Ah! Oh. My video is being processed. Cool. Sorry. Doesn't make any sense. Because there's a fatal flaw in our argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yow! Very interesting. I would love to see where this flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing in for the final blow. When she was about to strike, the doctor took out his shot. There must be a piece of evidence that contradicts his line of thinking. I feel like it's that he has a gun. Why would you push him away if he has a gun? That's my thinking, at least. Let's try that. Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Connor's explanation and this piece of evidence do not contradict. Huh? Looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Being lectured by Gumshoe of all people. This is embarrassing. Come on, hurry up and get to the thinking cap on! Oh. What piece of evidence does contradict? Is it this? This is not ancient. Whatever. This piece of evidence. This destroys your logic. What's that? A folding screen? I would like to point. It is! I knew it! Alright. The hole in the folding screen. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. What? Who? Where? What? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please! Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, and then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground. That is not 8... Oh, whatever. Which means... when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! This changes everything! I know. Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, when he fired the first shot, and the bullet hit this folding screen, this location about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. She was right here, wasn't she? I feel like that's right. Somewhere around there. Uh-oh. Judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled serious bad breath. Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. What? Was she right here? Why would she be over there? I thought she was, like, right next to him, though. Somewhere around here. Nope. God dang it. Right here? Somewhere around here. God, where is she? Over here? Was she on the bullet hole? Near the folding screen. Wait a second! We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You of all people should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. Okay, I knew. That was my first guess, but I was like, that's too obvious. Alright. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be a gunpowder burns present. However, there's nothing on the sort of the bullet hole of this costume! Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright, you! You're not perfect. Jerk. I believe this has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation? It changes everything. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. But if that were true, delivering the final strike with a knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at that time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. if Maya Fey was a real murderer, why would she be standing by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Yeah. Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. I figured it had to be a reason. Figuring things out, proving your logic, the logic behind everything is your job! Oof! Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the book. Blast radius of disaster. You're such a smart man, Phoenix Wright. To think you would have been able to take a completely hopeless case to the point, and now I know why Papa had such a tough time with you. You amuse me. Yeah. Of all the things to inherit, why did she have to inherit that smarmy smile? Ching! I have a whip! Detective! How dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is this my fault? You could start by repairing your standing by removing that three-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured, your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's to call in my next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from our next witness. Uh-oh. I don't even know. Guys, oh man, this is gonna get tense. Alright, well, thank you for watching. I will be playing more of this, but I actually do have to leave right now, and I have to go and do more things that are not playing video games for once. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm Marksman. If you enjoyed and you want to see what's going to happen next, if you want to see, then like and sub, and then you will see more of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All, Ace Attorney, the Lost Turnabout, or the Reunion and Turnabout, or whatever. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.